Welcome to the place where action beats hesitation, where courage overcomes fear, and where small steps lead to unstoppable momentum. Here, we don't wait for perfection. We show up, fully present every single day. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or doubted yourself, you're in the right place. This channel is about taking control of your time, trusting your abilities, and breaking the cycle of procrastination with 5 intentional minutes of effort that can transform your life. Together, we'll explore how facing fear head-on, committing to small wins, and investing in disciplined action compounds into real freedom and lasting results. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, just real motivation, practical strategies, and the kind of inspiration that lights a fire in your soul. Step in, take a seat, and get ready to start living the life you've been waiting for. You know, too often we sit around waiting for the right time, the perfect moment, the stars to align before we finally take action. And let me tell you something, life isn't going to wait for you. The perfect moment doesn't exist. It's a myth we tell ourselves to feel safe, to avoid the discomfort that comes with starting something new. But here's the truth. The second you decide, the second you choose to take that first step, that's the moment everything starts to change. It's not about waiting until you feel ready. It's about choosing right now. Right here, right now, I want you to picture this. You've got a task, a goal, a dream that's been sitting on your shoulders for weeks, months, maybe years, and every time you look at it, you push it off. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start next week. But here's what happens. Tomorrow becomes next week becomes next month, and before you know it, years have passed and nothing has changed. That's the danger of hesitation. That's the danger of waiting for the so-called perfect moment, and I'm telling you, that moment is not coming. The only moment you truly have is now. 5 minutes, that's all it takes. 5 minutes of deliberate focus. 5 minutes of saying, I'm not going to let fear or doubt control me anymore. I'm taking action. And when you do that, something miraculous happens. Momentum begins to build. It starts small, almost imperceptibly, but it grows. One small decision, one tiny step, starts a chain reaction. That 5 minutes of courage will echo through your day, your week, your life. And soon you're no longer someone who waits. You're someone who acts, who moves, who creates. Because here's the thing, action is stronger than intention. You can plan all you want, think all you want, dream all you want. But without action, it's just that. Dreaming, and dreams without action, they wither. They fade, they disappear, but when you decide, really decide, and then act, even for 5 minutes, you ignite something inside of you. You spark a fire that refuses to be put out. That fire is momentum. That fire is confidence. That fire is proof to yourself that you can, in fact, do what you've been putting off for far too long. And I want you to really hear me here. 5 minutes might not seem like much. You might be thinking, 5 minutes, that won't change anything. But let me tell you something. 5 minutes of focused, intentional effort is more powerful than hours of hesitation, more powerful than days of overthinking, more powerful than a lifetime of waiting for permission from the world. Those 5 minutes are a declaration that you are done waiting, that you are done doubting, that you are ready to take control of your life. Now, I know it's not easy. I know fear will whisper in your ear, doubt will try to hold you back, procrastination will come knocking like an old friend. But that's why the decision is so important. You have to make it with your heart, your mind, your soul. You have to tell yourself, I am done waiting, I am stepping forward, I am doing this now. And when you do, everything changes, your energy shifts, your perspective shifts, and suddenly, the task you were avoiding doesn't seem so impossible anymore. Suddenly, the mountain isn't so high. Suddenly, you see the path forward, and all it took was 5 minutes of courage to start. And let me be clear, this isn't just about finishing a task or checking something off your list. This is about claiming your life. This is about refusing to let fear and hesitation dictate your destiny. Every great achievement, every monumental change, every transformation begins with a decision. The decision to act, the decision to start, the decision to move even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's scary, even when it feels impossible. That decision is more powerful than anything else you can do. So I challenge you today, don't wait another second. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect timing. Don't wait for everything to feel right. Decide right now. Decide to take those 5 minutes. Decide to face the discomfort. Decide to step into your own power. Decide to show yourself what you're capable of. Because once you do, once you start, the rest will follow. The momentum will follow. The life you've been waiting for will follow. And when you take that step, even if it's small, even if it's imperfect, you'll know. You are no longer waiting. You are living. Listen, too many people make the mistake of thinking that change has to be big, bold, and perfect from the start. They tell themselves, I need to do it all at once. I need to be ready for the whole journey before I even take a step. But that's not how life works. You don't conquer the mountain in one leap. You conquer it one step at a time. One small, deliberate step. And that's the beauty of small actions. They build momentum, they create confidence. And before you know it, they lead to results that once felt impossible. Let me tell you something about momentum. It's not some magical thing that only happens to other people. Momentum is earned. Momentum is built, and it's built one small action at a time. You start by doing something, anything, that moves you closer to your goal. Maybe it's 5 minutes of focus. Maybe it's writing a single line, making a phone call, or sending an email. You do it, and when you do, even that small action changes your energy. Suddenly, you're no longer stuck in the place of indecision. Suddenly, you've proven to yourself that you can move, that you can act, that you can start. That's how momentum begins. Now here's the things. Small actions are deceptive in the best way. You look at them and you might think this isn't enough. This won't make a difference. But let me tell you it will, because each small action is like a brick in a wall. One brick doesn't make a wall, but one brick in your hand is a start. And when you lay that brick, you gain confidence. Confidence that you can keep going, confidence that you can do the next thing, confidence that you can finish what you started. And confidence, my friend, is contagious. It spreads from one action to the next. I want you to think about a time when you accomplished something meaningful. I don't care how small it was, but I want you to remember that feeling, the pride, the satisfaction, the proof that you are capable. That feeling didn't come from sitting and waiting. That feeling came from taking a step, however small, and following through. And every time you take another small step, that feeling grows. That feeling becomes your fuel. And fuel is what keeps momentum alive. Fuel is what propels you forward, even when the road feels long and the obstacles feel heavy. And here's another thing. Small actions have this amazing way of breaking down fear. Fear loves to build mountains in your mind, making challenges look impossible. But when you take a small step, that mountain starts to shrink. One small action cuts through fear, doubt, and hesitation. It proves to yourself that you are not powerless, you are capable, you are moving, and once you start moving, fear loses its grip. Momentum takes over, action takes over, and suddenly what felt impossible is no longer impossible. It's just the next step in the journey. So don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to have all the answers. Don't wait for everything to be perfect, because it will never be perfect. You will never feel 100% ready. You have to start where you are with what you have and take that first small step. Start small and keep moving. Write one sentence, make one call, take one walk, clean one corner. Whatever it is, do it. And then do the next small thing, and the next, and the next. Step by step, brick by brick, moment by moment, you build momentum. And that momentum will carry you further than you ever imagined. Remember this. Confidence doesn't come from thinking about what you can do. Confidence comes from doing. Action creates confidence, and confidence creates results. It's a cycle. You do something small, you gain confidence. That confidence pushes you to do more, and that leads to results. Results reinforce your confidence, and before you know it, you're no longer the person who waits, hesitates, or doubts. You're the person who acts, who moves, who wins, and I promise you it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to start. One small action, one step, and when you start, the next step becomes easier, and the next, and the next. Momentum will build, and eventually you'll look back and see how far those small steps have taken you. So take the step right now, the smallest step you can, do it, and watch how that one small action changes everything. Fear is a funny thing. It shows up quietly at first, almost like a shadow in the corner of your mind, and before you know it, it's controlling your every move. Procrastination, that's fear's favorite playground. It hides behind excuses, distractions, and delays, whispering lies in your ear. You're not ready yet. Maybe tomorrow, maybe later. Who are you to try? And too many people listen. Too many people let fear dictate the rhythm of their lives, and they end up stuck, watching opportunities pass them by while they wait for courage to magically appear. But here's the truth. Courage doesn't arrive uninvited. Courage is something you choose, something you call on, something you decide to step into, even when your body shakes, even when your heart pounds, even when your mind screams that it's impossible. You've got to face your fear head on. Name it, look it straight in the eye. Don't hide from it, don't rationalize it, don't pretend it doesn't exist. Say it out loud if you have to. I am afraid of failing. I am afraid of looking foolish. I am afraid that I can't do this. When you name it, something incredible happens. The power that fear had over you starts to dissolve. Fear thrives in the dark, in secrecy, in the unknown. Shine a light on it, call it out, speak it, own it, and then, once you've named it, take a step toward it. That's when the magic begins. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. In fact, it shouldn't be. You don't have to face every fear at once. Start small, just 5 minutes. 5 intentional minutes of courage. That's all it takes to break the cycle of avoidance. Set a timer if you have to. Sit down with the task you've been putting off. Make the call you've been avoiding. Write the words you've been afraid to write. Take the action that has been paralyzing you. 5 minutes, that's it. And when you do, the paralysis lifts, just a little, and the first crack appears in the wall fear has built around you. And here's what most people don't realize. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is a signal. Fear is pointing to what matters most. That thing you're afraid of, that's your opportunity, your growth, your transformation. Fear is proof that you're standing at the edge of something meaningful. So when you feel it, don't run, don't procrastinate, lean into it, walk into it, and with every step you shrink the power it holds over you. Action diminishes fear, momentum destroys it, courage, even in small doses, erodes it. Think about a time in your life when you were terrified to do something. Maybe it was giving a presentation, making a big decision, or stepping into a new chapter. Remember the moment you finally did it. Remember how the fear felt in the moment, and then remember the rush of relief, of accomplishment, of power that followed. That feeling is what happens every time you face fear head on. Every time you confront it, even for just a few minutes, you build proof inside yourself that you can handle discomfort, that you can move through uncertainty, that you are stronger than you believe. And I want you to understand this. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action in spite of fear. The people you admire, the ones who seem unstoppable, they feel fear too. They wake up with doubts. They lie awake at night worrying, but what separates them is that they don't wait for fear to vanish. They move anyway, they confront it, they sit with it, and they act even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect, even if it scares them to the core. That is the only way real progress happens. So here's your challenge. Whatever you've been avoiding, whatever you've been putting off because it scares you, don't run from it. Don't rationalize it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Set a timer for 5 minutes and take the step. Name your fear, confront it, move toward it, and notice something remarkable happen. Once you begin, fear starts to shrink, the paralysis fades, confidence rises, momentum builds. Action creates proof that you can, in fact, do the very thing you've been afraid to attempt. And it doesn't stop at 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes are your foothold, your spark, your declaration that you are no longer a prisoner to hesitation. Once you've faced your fear in small doses, you gain the power to face it in bigger ways. You gain the confidence to tackle larger challenges. You gain the courage to step fully into your life. So I want you to remember this. Procrastination is fear in disguise. Confront it, name it, face it head on. Take 5 intentional minutes today to do what you've been avoiding. And when you do, you will see that the cycle of fear and hesitation doesn't control you anymore. You control it. Time. We all talk about it. We all wish we had more of it. But how often do we stop and really think about what it means to own it? Time is the most valuable asset you'll ever have. More than money, more than talent, more than connections. Time is the one thing you can never get back, and yet so many of us give it away. We let distraction steal it, we let fear delay it, we let hesitation waste it. But what if I told you that you could take control of your time right now? That even 5 minutes of disciplined effort, just 5 minutes, can become the foundation of freedom, power, and progress. You see, too many people treat time like it's infinite. They say, I'll start tomorrow, next week, next month. But tomorrow is not guaranteed. Next week is not guaranteed. The only time you truly have is now. Every second is a chance to act, to move, to create. And the most successful people don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't wait for the right moment. They understand that every moment is an investment. Every moment is a choice, and they choose to invest it wisely. Owning your time doesn't mean doing everything at once. It doesn't mean overloading your schedule or trying to accomplish 100 things in a day. It means understanding that every minute is a seed. When you plant that seed with intention, water it with effort, and nurture it with focus, it grows. 5 minutes of deliberate effort is not insignificant. It's not small, it compounds. Those 5 minutes become 10, 10 becomes 20, and before long, you've built momentum, discipline, and progress that will carry you farther than hours of distracted activity ever could. Think about a moment in your life when you felt truly accomplished. Chances are, it didn't come from procrastination or waiting. It came from showing up, using the time you had, and committing to action. That's the power of owning your time. It's not about having more of it. It's about using the time you have with intention. It's about valuing your minutes as though they are currency, because in truth they are. Every second you spend doing nothing is a second you can never get back. Every second you spend taking small, focused steps is an investment in the life you want to create. And let me tell you something, discipline is freedom. I know that sounds strange at first, but it's true. When you take control of your time, when you decide to act with purpose, you are no longer a slave to distractions. You are no longer a prisoner of hesitation. You are free, free to accomplish what matters, free to build confidence, free to create a life that reflects your values, your goals, your vision. 5 minutes of focused work might seem tiny, but when repeated consistently, it accumulates. It compounds into freedom, the freedom to pursue bigger goals, the freedom to say yes to what truly matters, and the freedom to live without regret. Here's the reality: time doesn't wait for you. It moves relentlessly forward. But here's the beauty of it. Every single moment offers an opportunity to take control. Every single moment gives you a choice to waste it or to invest it. And investing it doesn't mean grand gestures or monumental leaps. It means small, deliberate, intentional steps. 5 minutes of action is a declaration that you respect your life, that you respect your goals, that you respect the very seconds ticking away right now. And it's not just about productivity. Owning your time is about presence. It's about showing up fully for the moment you are in. When you are intentional with your time, you experience life more deeply. You feel more alive, more engaged, more capable. You understand that the clock is not your enemy, it's your canvas. Every minute is a brushstroke in the picture of your life. And the more intentional you are, the more beautiful that picture becomes. So here's what I want you to do. Start small, just 5 minutes. Dedicate 5 minutes today to a task you've been avoiding, to a goal you've been dreaming about, to a step that moves you forward. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Just use those 5 minutes with full presence, full focus, full commitment, and then do it again tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. Watch how these small investments begin to compound. Watch how your control over your time grows. Watch how freedom grows from discipline. Remember this, you cannot get time back. You cannot pause it. You cannot rewind it, and you cannot replace it. But you can decide how you use it, starting right now. And when you make the choice to invest even 5 minutes with intention, you're not just spending time. You're building a life. You're building freedom. You're building momentum. You're building yourself. You know, one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and the life you want isn't lack of talent, resources, or opportunity. It's self-doubt. That little voice in your head that says, I can't do this, I'm not ready, I'll fail. That voice is loud, persistent, and relentless. It's the one that makes you hesitate, procrastinate, and question every choice you make. And here's the harsh truth. Self-doubt kills progress. It kills dreams before they even get off the ground. It keeps you frozen, standing in the same place while life passes you by. But the moment you start to trust yourself, everything changes. The moment you believe in your ability to start, to push, to finish, the world starts to bend in your favor. Trusting yourself doesn't mean you have all the answers. It doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes. It doesn't mean the path will be easy. Trusting yourself means believing in your capacity to handle the challenges, to take the steps, and to keep moving even when the outcome is uncertain. It means saying to yourself, I can do this, I will try, I will start. And that is powerful because once you take that first step with faith in yourself, the next step becomes easier, and the step after that becomes easier still. One small victory, one action taken with intention, builds unstoppable momentum. I want you to think about the times you've doubted yourself in the past. How many opportunities did you let slip because you didn't believe you could handle it? How many dreams were left unfinished because you thought you weren't good enough? Now imagine if, instead of giving in to doubt, you had trusted yourself. Imagine if you had taken that first step, just one step, and believed that you were capable. That small action would have sparked a chain reaction. Confidence would have followed, momentum would have grown, and the life you wanted would have started to take shape. Because here's the thing about trust, it's like a muscle. You build it by using it. The more you act in alignment with your abilities and your intentions, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable. Each time you follow through, each time you finish what you start, you reinforce the belief in your own power. And that belief is contagious. It spreads into every part of your life. It changes the way you approach challenges. It changes the way you see yourself, and it changes the results you produce. Self-doubt thrives in inaction. When you wait, when you hesitate, when you let fear control your choices, it grows stronger. But every time you act with trust, even in a small way, you weaken its hold. Every step forward, every decision made, every small victory proves to yourself that you are capable. And once you start accumulating those victories, no voice of doubt can overpower them. The evidence is in your actions. The proof is in your momentum. And I want to be clear. Trusting yourself is not about arrogance. It's not about pretending you're perfect. It's about honesty and courage. It's about recognizing your strengths and your ability to grow. It's about saying, I may not know everything, I may not be ready for everything, but I know I can start, I know I can push, I know I can finish what I begin. And once you make that commitment, once you act with that belief, the universe starts responding. Opportunities appear, solutions present themselves, doors open that were invisible before. One small victory has the power to change everything. That 5 minutes of effort, that single decision to act, that moment when you say, I trust myself, all of it compounds, confidence grows, fear diminishes, momentum builds, and suddenly, what seemed impossible becomes inevitable. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need to see the whole path ahead. You just need to trust yourself enough to take the next step, then the next, then the next. Each step reinforces your faith in your own ability, and each victory, no matter how small, fuels the next one. So I want you to start today. Start trusting yourself. Start believing in your ability to act, to finish, to overcome. Stop waiting for validation from others. Stop waiting for perfection. Stop waiting for fear to disappear. You have everything you need inside of you right now. All you need is the courage to act, to take that small step to claim your first victory. And when you do, you will see it. The power of trusting yourself, the momentum it creates, the unstoppable force it unleashes in your life. And remember this, your life moves forward the moment you trust yourself enough to move. We live in a world that worships perfection. Everywhere you look, people are waiting for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, the perfect skills before they act. And because of that, too many people spend their lives waiting instead of living. They spend hours, days, months, even years planning, preparing, and refining, all in the hope that someday they'll be ready. But here's the truth. Ready doesn't exist. The perfect moment doesn't exist. You don't need perfection to begin. You need presence. You need to show up fully, right here, right now, and commit yourself to the action in front of you. That's where the power is. Think about it. How many opportunities have passed you by because you were waiting for a sign, a permission slip, or a flawless plan? How many dreams have stayed locked inside your mind because you were waiting to feel ready? And while you waited, life moved forward. Others acted. Others failed, learned, grew, and succeeded. And you, stuck in the loop of preparation, watched from the sidelines. But it doesn't have to be that way. You have the power to break free from the trap of perfection. You have the power to step into presence. Presence means showing up, fully and intentionally, with everything you have in that moment. It means letting go of the idea that everything has to be perfect before you start. It means trusting yourself enough to take action even when the circumstances aren't ideal. It means focusing on the work, the effort, the next step, rather than obsessing over what might go wrong or how it could be better. 5 minutes of focused effort today is more valuable than endless planning tomorrow, because action creates clarity. Action builds momentum. Action teaches you what perfection could never teach you. Perfection is a mirage. It seduces you with the idea that if you just plan a little longer, learn a little more, refine a little more, everything will fall into place. But that's not how life works. Life rewards action, courage, and persistence, not hesitation and delay. You cannot wait for perfect conditions to chase your goals, to pursue your dreams, or to take the steps that will transform your life. What you can do is be present right now with what you have and take the step in front of you. And when you do, something magical happens. You gain experience, you gain confidence, you gain proof that you are capable. I want you to hear me on this. Presence beats perfection every single time. When you act in the moment, you learn faster. You adjust quicker, you grow stronger. Every misstep becomes a lesson. Every mistake becomes feedback. Every small victory becomes a building block for the next step. Perfection, on the other hand, paralyzes you. It traps you in analysis, in self-doubt, in the endless cycle of not ready yet. And that cycle doesn't lead anywhere except stagnation. Presence leads to progress. Presence leads to results. Presence leads to life. And here's the thing. Starting imperfectly doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. It makes you brave. It makes you powerful. When you commit to showing up, even when things aren't perfect, you break the chains that fear and doubt have placed on you. You claim your right to act, to learn, to grow. And those 5 minutes you spend today, focused and fully present, set off a chain reaction that perfection could never ignite. That effort compounds, that momentum grows, and soon you find yourself doing things you never imagined you could do, all because you chose presence over waiting for a flawless moment that would never come. So here's your challenge. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for everything to align perfectly. Stop letting perfection hold you hostage. Start right now. 5 minutes of deliberate effort. 5 minutes of attention. 5 minutes of commitment to the step in front of you. And then do it again tomorrow and the day after. Watch how your presence transforms your work, your confidence, your life. Watch how momentum builds from action, not from planning. Remember, it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up. It's about committing. It's about being fully present in the moments that matter. Because when you choose presence over perfection, you take control. You move forward. You break the cycle of procrastination. You create results. You create growth. You create a life that is defined not by waiting, but by doing. So stop waiting to feel ready. Be present now. Take the step. If this message spoke to you, don't let it stop here. Hit that like button, subscribe, and join our community of doers who take action, trust themselves, and embrace presence over perfection. Share this video with someone who needs a spark to start, and remember, 5 intentional minutes today can change everything tomorrow. Stay courageous, stay focused, and keep building your momentum.